that our common humanity transcends our differences, and that our most effective response to terror and to hatred is compassion, it's unity, and it's love.
1 week after the Orlando massacre, Attorney General Loretta Lynch facing criticism for saying that love is the best tool to fight terrorism. With me now, anti-terrorism analyst, author, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Dr. Gorka, thanks as always for being with me. Appreciate it. It may or may not matter how we talk about the issue, but we have to improve our skills. What is one move we could make right now to keep innocent people safe?
Well, I just published the book, Defeating Jihad, and in it there's a three-step plan for defeating the global jihadi movement. The first thing speaks exactly to the catastrophe that is the Department of Justice response, Loretta Lynch's press conference yesterday. Get politics, and especially political correctness, out of the threat assessment. The fact that we have a cabinet member endorsing the censorship of the reality on the ground in the Pulse nightclub in Orlando is insanity. Whiting out what the enemy says, trying to paint a different picture of their motivations, that means we're going to lose this war, Deidre.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying. I want to ask you about one of the UK leaders, a key figure calling for Britain to leave the EU, saying it looks like the Remain camp will win Thursday's referendum. Now, Sky News is reporting this. So I'm just taking a look at some of the market reaction. I'm looking at the pound. It's up. What is your take on this, what it means for the EU, what it means for immigration?
Well, it's saddening. If the Remain side wins, then it's clear that business interests and partisan political ideological interests have won over common sense. It's about national security and sovereignty. That's the main plank of the exit group in this choice that has to be made by the nation. They've lost their sovereignty. The idea that you're having laws made in Brussels that must be incorporated into your constitutional order, that's un-British, it's un-American. And also the uncontrolled, unfettered migration from war zones is not smart. We are Christian nations, we help people when we can, but the idea that you allow hundreds of thousands of individuals into an area that you have your people in, that you are responsible for, and you can't vet them, that is practically suicidal.
So, Dr. Gorka, one thing that maybe people here in North America realize and maybe people don't, I mean, once you have a passport for any EU nation, I mean, you can travel anywhere you like. There's just one EU queue. You can work anywhere you like. I mean, once you have it, you're an Irish citizen, you're an English citizen, you can go work in Germany, you can go work in France. And I'm assuming on the best days, that helps monitor the part of the population that needs monitoring, but on the worst days, it feels like maybe there's a much easier access route with no checks and balances and stops put in along the way. What is your take as an expert?
With the exception of the UK maintained its border controls after the Maastricht Treaty was implemented. Every other nation in Europe, there is no border control, which means if you swim across the Mediterranean and you get onto the continent of the EU, you can go anywhere from Portugal to Belgium, absolute freedom of movement. And we know after the Paris and Brussels attacks that the terrorists exploited the refugee streams. At least one of them used a fake Syrian passport and pled refugee status. The bad guys are going to use this again and again and again.
Dr. Gorka, I could talk to you forever. Thank you so much for sharing some of your thoughts with us. Dr. Sebastian Gorka with me there. He is an author and an anti-terrorism expert.